Hey, peoples. All right, let's go, Gemini. Gemini, my loves, what do you guys need to know right now? Give me a general message for my beautiful Geminis. Okay, we've got the devil at the bottom of the deck there. Oh, thank you so much, Diamond Girl. And Aura, thank you so much for joining us today. All right, devil at the bottom of the deck. So Gemini, I really feel like you guys have been going through a cycle here where you're trying to, like, maybe there's somebody that you have a really strong affinity for. And I feel like Geminis, a lot of you guys have been trying to navigate how much you like this person, okay? If it doesn't resonate, don't take it. Knight of Wands, there's a strong sexual attraction here and maybe even a bit of a sexual addiction to this person, okay? Queen of Swords, again, crazy. What the heck is going on with that Queen of Swords? Seven of Swords. Ooh, we're going to look into it. And the Four of Swords. All swords, Gemini. That Queen of Swords can be you, Gems. Definitely. So what I see here is somebody who's thinking very clearly, somebody who is coming from a place of wisdom, somebody who is able to see the traps. And I feel like, Gemini, you see a trap here. And I'm not saying that somebody else is setting a trap, Gems. You could be the one setting a trap for yourself. And I think you might be seeing it. And I think you're going to resolve it all by yourself with that Four of Swords. That Four of Swords is telling me, Gemini, you know, you're really up in your head with all this swords energy. And I never think that's a bad thing. A lot of other readers will be like, oh, you're too up in your head. I'm an air sign, so I don't think that's possible. I don't think you could be too up in your head about it. I think, you know, caution is good. Mulling things over, analyzing things over and over again, seeing it from different perspectives. I think that's a good thing. Does it make things go a little slowly sometimes? Sure. But does it make you feel like you made the best decision you could? Yeah. Right? Okay, so I feel like with the Four of Swords here, Gemini, you're really in a thought process here and maybe even not talking to people very much because you're trying to figure something out, okay? Spirit, help me clarify these cards and also give me the energy for the reading for my beautiful Geminis. Okay, Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Lesson learned, right? With the Queen of Swords there. Something was learned here. And the Sun. So I feel like, you know, Gemini, I feel like there may have been a relationship that you had and maybe it didn't work out the way that you wanted it to, but boy, did you learn a lesson from it. And that lesson taught you about how, you know, what your path is to a happiness that is personal to you. Queen of Swords is clarified by the Justice. Word up. Okay. I get a lot of readings where Gemini is, you know, maybe interacting with a Libra, but this could also be the Queen of Swords, Gemini. You, and it could be you, and the Lady Justice is showing up here to say that you might want equity in a situation. And it doesn't just have to be like a romantic situation. It could be a family work situation, but I see here that you want to bring fairness and balance to something. Okay. Tell me about this Seven of Swords. Tell me about the oh my God. The Seven of Swords is clarified by the Seven of Swords. Oh, so, I mean, I just feel like you're really feeling like there was some sort of deception here. And if it's not deception, then maybe you or someone else ran away from something and it made you feel deceived. Okay. Tell me about the Four of Swords, the Eight of Cups. So right now you're in the process of walking away from, you know, you're thinking, you're mulling things over with the Four of Swords. And I feel like you're walking away from maybe thought processes or even people that you feel are Seven of Swordsy. Like maybe right now you're in your villain era. I hate to say that because the villain era basically means that you're just setting boundaries, which is what the Queen of Swords does, and sticking up for yourself. But I'm getting the feeling, Gemini, that the culprit in this situation is not who you think it is. Okay. Or not who we think it is. Like, I feel like the culprit in this situation might be you. And I'm going to tell you why. Like, the feeling that I'm getting, Gemini, about this is that maybe you guys have been in a people-pleasing kind of energy and doing things like, you know, to be maybe viewed from family as doing something right. doing something the way that you're supposed to when you don't actually. So for some of you, I feel like that is kind of the Four of Swords here, Seven of Swords, like I'm done lying to myself and I'm running away from this pattern where I put other people's opinions and other people's happiness before mine. But for others of you, you might really be running away from somebody that you feel like fucking stabbed you in the back, you know? All right. So Spirit, please help me clarify this reading for my gems and let me have the energy of this reading as well. Let me see, Gemini. Okay, so we've got the Seven of Cups here. It's like maybe there was some confusion about the way that you can do things. And like I said, in any situation, love, family, work, I feel like you're looking at, your life and sort of thinking, I really want this, but I'm not really letting myself have that. It could be love, but this can be a new work opportunity too. Maybe there's somebody that you want, Gemini. That's kind of what I was getting. And like, you haven't been pursuing this person because it just doesn't fit with, whatever image people have of you. Well, who fucking cares about that? Knight of Swords, go get it. A lot of you could be dealing with a younger person. Maybe you want to maybe you have an impulse to just go after this thing that you want. Seven of Swords is clarified by the Eight of Wands. Okay. So the Eight of Wands is going to be a lot of communication, a lot of quick changes here. Four of Swords and the Eight of Cups. And I feel like the impetus for all this is the Five of Cups. Like you learn something about your happiness and that like you're the only person who's in charge of your happiness. But I want to know more about the Eight of Wands. Like, what is this? What are these fast changes? Spirit, help me understand this Eight of Wands here, please. The High Priestess and the Three of Wands. So you've been like maybe waiting for somebody to come back to you or something to come back to you. Nine of Cups. Like, yeah, man. Oh my God, yo. Like when I said that, I feel like the culprit is you, my gems, and never in a bad way. Seven of Swords. Like I feel like Spirit was yelling at me. Like it's you. You are in charge of your happiness and don't care about what anybody else thinks because only you know what your Nine of Cups is. You know what I'm saying? Only you know what is your wish? What makes you happy? No one else can know that for you, Gemini, And I never knew a Gemini to not be like, well, I'm going to do what I want. You know what I'm saying? So you guys there must be some sort of planetary alignment or something. With the Eight of Wands and the Nine of Cups too, I feel like some Geminis are definitely in a comfort zone. And y'all's about to change that because you're like, I'm lying to myself thinking that I'm okay being in a comfort zone. Gemini, all the Geminis I know are constantly challenging themselves, constantly pushing themselves. And I'm not saying that you don't deserve a rest because I see the rest is needed here with the Four of Swords, but I see that you're coming out of some sort of like hermit mode where you weren't kind of going after what you wanted. And I feel like you're coming out full force here with this Knight of Swords, full force, full throttle. Let's get some cosmic messages for you guys. Please tell me about this Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, Justice. Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, Justice, please. A lot of you really could be doing something with a Libra too, because we've got Libra cards in here for sure. Not just the Justice. For me, the Queen of Swords is Libra, but it could be you in this reading. And I believe the Four of Swords is Libra too. Okay, challenges. Make a decision. Work on inner healing. I mean, beautiful. Okay. Open up your heart. It will help you attract more love. I feel like you guys may have been a little closed off to something. And you know what? For some of you, I feel like you might have even been closed off to something because it didn't work out before. Like it looked like it was impossible to work out. Like maybe you were dating somebody with kids, and I have a kid, so I hope people would still date me if I had a kid. But maybe some of you were like, I don't really know if I'm ready for that kind of lifestyle. Maybe the universe is saying like, you might want to give it a try because this might be the best thing that ever happened to you. Like something like that. Okay. Four of Swords. Ooh, earth sign. Four of Swords. Five of Cups and the Eight of Cups is clarified by earth sign, but it's not going to be an earth sign for all of you. So let me pull one more card. Vacation. You will be traveling soon. Eight of Cups, right? Traveling soon, just taking that Five of Cups heartbreak, or disappointment or regret that you had. And you're like, I'm not doing that anymore. You're like, all right, Eight of Cups was cool and everything, but I'm ready for that Nine of Cups right here. I'm ready for it. I'm going for it. Okay. I love this reading for my Geminis. All right, let's move on, guys. let's move on to Taurus, right? Am I right, Diamond Love? I always be forgetting, even though I do the signs backwards, like on purpose. So, okay, just a quick note, guys. Why do I do the signs backwards on purpose? Because I noticed that as I continue to do tarot in a single session, I get much more accurate with the cards. And actually, I feel like spirit gets more accurate with the cards and puts out like really easy to understand messages that end up being a little bit shorter. So I would start with caps. Good morning, MKs, welcome. I would start with caps, and by the time I was, caps would be like a 13, 19-minute message. And by the time I got to Sagittarius, it was like a 4-minute message, and it was a good one, but I wanted to give some time to the later signs. So at some point I'll switch it up and start with Capricorn again. Okay, my beauties, my sweeties. All right, guys, let's move on. We are moving on to Taurus, I think, right? Taurus. Hey, Bianca, welcome. Welcome back to the One Akashic. Guys, leave it in the comments. I need to know what your signs are. It would be really, really great and helpful because it would just help me to like pick up on energies, quite frankly. All right, let's rock and roll. Let me get some banana smoothie first. So I love banana smoothies. Just one quick thing too. I love banana smoothies. Like, who doesn't, right? I guess if you don't like bananas and milk and stuff, but I'm not going to front. Right now, I'm having a banana smoothie for breakfast as many days as I can because some of that hot weather snuck up on my ass. And I was like, damn, yo, I need to lose that weight. I can't be having like breakfast, lunch, and dinner anymore. It has to be like, it has to be a smoothie maybe. And it has to have a lot of health benefits too. Okay, let's go.